Okay. Okay. So so let's start. Let's start the third chapter, relationship of nutrition and health. Like I just told you a few minutes ago, this chapter is like a review. It's like a review of chapter 1 and 2. So on chapter 1, we saw the overview of nutrition. What is nutrition? Okay. In chapter 2, we look at how to plan a healthy diet, the 6 principles of that planning. We look at the nutrients. So everything is really about the nutrients, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Deficiency of them will create a problem. Excess of them will create a problem. I'm still feeling a little bit sick, right? Need some water. The most important nutrient, right? Not sodium. So, so deficiency of them will create a problem. And we're going to look at some diseases today. I add a new slide. I always do it because I want to make sure that you guys have all the information necessary. So if there are slides that you don't have on your PPT, all right, you can just take a picture if you need them, all right? And then we go from there. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So this is something that we know already. As you can see on your first slide, we studied it already. We're talking about the six nutrients. Okay. So what are we going to do today? We name the 6 nutrients. Everybody knows them already, right? So we will look at the symptoms of malnutrition. Okay, guys. Anybody remember what is malnutrition? What did we say about malnutrition? What is malnutrition? Anybody can give me a good definition? Malnutrition.
Essential.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, deficiency of nutrients. Yeah, you can put it that way. But remember, what she said, it is true. But essentially, malnutrition is bad nutrition, right? Malnutrition has 2 components. Okay? Malnutrition has 2 components. So we look at it a little bit in a minute. Malnutrition has 2 components. In her case, when she talk about deficiency of nutrient, right? So it's a little bit what we call undernutrition. This is the first element of malnutrition. Okay, okay? This is the first element. Undernutrition means what? You don't have enough nutrient. You don't eat enough, right? Remember when we calculated BMI, what did we say? When I calculate the BMI, people who are undernourished or in the category of undernutrition, their BMI is usually around where? Any idea? Body mass index. How much? Around? Very good. So these people are usually below 18.5 kilogram per square meter. Hey guys, everybody still remembers how to calculate BMI, right?
Yep.
Remember, we're gonna have a problem where I will tell you Professor Obiang had this height, this weight, and calculate his BMI, So just keep that in mind. Now, the second part, when we talk about the nutrients, the second part of malnutrition is what? Is pounding. Overnutrition. Okay, guys? Overnutrition. And overnutrition here, now we're talking about excess of energy. Remember, planning a healthy diet, when we talk about excess of energy, what is the element that we look in the 6 principles of that planning? Kilocalorie, control. Alright? With kilocalorie control, the element that helps us to control the calorie is what we call what? Nutrient density. Okay, okay?
Yes.
Hey guys, everything goes together. Don't just study one chapter, okay? Everything, you know, is like very nice water flowing, okay? So this is important to understand. So now we're having excess of energy here, overnutrition, or what people may say eating too much. But I told you, yeah, okay, maybe eating too much, but it's not really eating too much. Is what? The type of food that we eat. Nutrient density. Look at the picture again. We have two breakfasts here, right? So we look, it may be small. Actually, yesterday night I was chatting with a friend. She's in Seoul, and she told me, oh, I'm getting some weight, but I don't eat much. And I gave her the same answer. It's not how much you eat. It is what you eat. Okay? Let's control the energy. And here, oftentimes, the BMI is what? In the case of obesity.
Obesity?
Yeah. How much is the BMI for obesity?
25.
25 is overweight.
Oh,
25 we are overweight. But if we talk in the case of obesity, BMI is what?
30.
Yes, good. Now we are over 30 kilograms per square meters. Okay? You understand? So, you're smiling, eh?
I guess.
Yeah. Not okay with you?
Actually, I don't know how to measure that. But,
Oh, did you check your PPT?
kind of.
Kind of? Okay. We'll check it out again in a minute. In the second part of the class, I'll show you the formula again, but this is something that we check on the first and second chapter. Okay? Alright, so let's look at it. Let's look at here. I'm going to bypass this because we saw it in chapter 1 and chapter 2. Alberto, like I told you, here we have the definition of a nutrient again, right? A substance that we find in the food, right? The body needs these nutrients, and some of them will provide energy, build and repair tissue, regulate body processes. Chapter 1 and chapter 2, right? So I'll run some of these definitions here. These are the 6 nutrients everybody knows. Do you remember how to classify them? Right? We still remember we classify the nutrients in 2 ways. Either in terms of macro, micro, or in terms of what?
Organic.
Very good. Oh, you guys are studying. Not too much TV, right? Okay, I'm feeling good. So, and then what did I say about essential nutrients? Last time she said it's a must, right? Essential nutrient, what did I say? We only found them in the food. The body cannot make sufficient essential nutrients. So we need external source, right? External source is what? Is the food. Okay, okay? And we will talk about organic nutrient must be broken down to be used by the body. And that was the problem when I talked with Peter about the dietary fibers, where people just argue, say, oh, this one is not digestible, you know, cannot break it down, so no energy. It's the same. Remember when we were talking about water? When we put the water, is it a macro or micro? Does it give us energy? And so this is what we have there. Now, I leave those places blank for you guys. Everybody, you need to make 2 tables that you will see on your PPT, but make your own of the functions that we know about the nutrients, okay? And the second table is now you have nutrient deficiency on one side, on the other side you have the disease associated with it. For example, Ms. Park, when we talk about anemia, Iron deficiency, we just saw it on the review on chapter 2, right? Iron deficiency will give me which disease?
Anemia.
Anemia, right?
Yes.
So, here we have carbohydrates. You know, what is the main function of carbohydrates?
Calorie.
Say that again?
It produces energy.
Yeah. So carbohydrates here. So the carbs, what they do is they provide energy. Okay? Of course, you're going to have literature with different functions and things like that. But for this class, let's just go to the basic. Okay? How about fat? Fat, we're going to have the same thing. They will provide us with energy. Okay, okay? Sorry. Alright, so how about the protein? How about the protein?
It forms the body machine.
Yeah, so the protein, very important, guys. Build and repair tissue, and they also provide energy, right? Can you read my writing? If you cannot read, just tell me. Then I will write the application. All right?
Tissues. What is tissues?
Oh, okay. Then you have to take like these anatomy, physiology classes. Thank you. You told him in Korean, right? Thank you, Peter. You just saved my life. Yeah. Okay, okay. All right. So, yeah, sometimes it's challenging when your major is not really a science background. There are things like we have to redefine and things like that, but always good to ask questions. Okay. All right. So, what is the other one that we have here? The vitamins, right? What will be the role here? Regulate body processes. And the vitamin part, we're going to check it in a few minutes, where we're going to look at, hey, deficiency of these vitamins is going to give me this problem and things like that. Again, guys, please take a time to go through chapter 1, okay? Take a time going through chapter 2. Then, this chapter 3 is going to be smooth, because after the chapter 3, chapter 1, 2, and 3 are just really the introductory part in nutrition, and then we're going to now start looking at life cycle. So when I will be talking about the life cycle, the nutrition for the mothers, the children, the elderly, we're not going to explain this anymore. It's just going to be like, oh, we understand this, right? So go through the study guide. I gave you like a series of questions. I did not upload them yet, right? I'll probably upload them today. So take your time, go through them, and try to understand. Okay? All right. So, and then you have here the minerals and water, regular body processes. Of course, with water, you're going to have like different roles, but these are the ones, basic, that you can just try to remember. Let's do this problem. Let's do this problem together. All right. So Chen, Hongyu, Peter, and Miss Park. So you guys stay silent. I think you were on the other class, right? The nutrition class. All right, everybody else, look at the problem. This is what you have, and you have to be ready to analyze it and understand what to do. Okay? So this is what we have. We have somebody. Oh boy, did I give the answer already? Okay, let's do it again. So this is somebody. This is a lady who's recovering from surgery. Surgery, arayo, susu. Okay? So she's at home. You ask her what she ate yesterday. Asking somebody what they asked yesterday, we're going to see it a little bit later when we talk about nutrition assessment. Okay? We ask her, what did you eat yesterday? Remember I asked Alberto the same question, what did you eat yesterday, the day before, right? So for breakfast, she ate 2 donuts and orange juice. For lunch, she ate lettuce, salad with oil, vinegar, and soda. Okay? For snack, pretzels and soda again. Okay? For dinner, she ate spaghetti with tomato sauce, garlic bread, and wine. Okay? So now, look at it. This is my first question. What nutrients are missing in her diet? Number 1 question. Number 2 question, why are these nutrients important for the lady? Okay? So look at what she ate. Which nutrients are missing in her diet? Anybody has an idea?
Protein.
Okay, hands up. Who wants to speak? I heard the answers. You want to speak? None of asking one person. Everybody's silent, right? Okay. You want to say something? Yeah. Protein? Okay. Anything else? Just protein? Fat? Is fat missing here? What do you guys think? Is fat missing? I think we have some fats here.
Yes.
Yeah, Alberto.
I think there is fat.
There's fat, right? So fat is not missing. So she mentioned protein. Is it the only nutrient? Anybody else? Calcium? Remember, we are talking about the family of nutrients, not the specific nutrient. Let's focus on the family. Like we talk about carbohydrates, fat, protein, things like that. So which nutrient? Only one. If you think it's one nutrient, no problem. Is the only one missing? If you say yes, then we move on. If you say no, then give me the answer.
I think just protein.
Just protein. Alberto say just protein. What do you say? Just protein? Okay, who say just protein? Everybody just like, come on, hands up! Carry on. Any other nutrient missing? No?
It's protein.
Alright, Miss Chen, give me the answer. Which protein is missing?
Water.
Water. I've been drinking it. The most important nutrient in the world is missing. My questions are so easy. And this, you know, you know, look at everything she's putting on her body, right? There is no water there. Okay? There is no water there. So sometimes questions are very simple. Don't worry too much. Just focus a little bit, and you're just gonna see that. Hey, so Alberto, now you didn't see water missing.
I don't like juice and soda, I see now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so on my plate, remember that we have on my plate right here, right? And we always have to, you know, of course, we may get water from some of these pumps, but we talk about water intake that we calculated the other day. So she's missing protein and water. Protein is needed to build and repair body tissue after surgery. Remember the definition, the function of protein that Peter gave a moment ago, right? Okay, and water is needed, you know, to prevent dehydration. Okay, everybody's good?
No.
Yeah.
Why juice and why soda not counting water?
Very good point, right? Again here, the element is dehydration here. And of course, this is what I've been telling you guys, right? Yeah, we get a bit of water from the food that we eat, but nothing is actually replacing water and the different processes that water plays in the body, the role that water plays in the body, right? So this is actually very important. We cannot, replace the water intake, even though we get a bit of water from the food that we eat. Okay? So this is actually very, very important. Good question. The hydration is, I often say to my son, don't start the sentence with but go ahead. Go ahead.
Is it good to drink a lot of water?
Yeah.
It's good?
Yeah. Of course, you're going to have a lot of literature that is telling us, yeah, too much water will create this and that. Of course, yeah. Here, once again, we're not talking about excess. Last week, we calculated water intake. Around how much water do we need? Depending on your weight, right? Yeah. So these are the quantities that we are looking to have every day. Okay? We're not going to like excess and things like that. Of course, we're also going to have people that will use water in terms of losing weight and different strategies. Okay? So, malnutrition, I will jump over this one because we saw it in the introductory part, right? So what did I say about malnutrition? We have two elements of malnutrition. Overnutrition and undernutrition. Overnutrition, excess of energy. Undernutrition, we have deficiency. Okay? So the definition of malnutrition is not only in terms of deficiency, but also in terms of excess. Alright? Everybody is okay, right?
Yes.
Alright. So here, okay, we're gonna, I selected few, okay? We're not gonna look at all the diseases here. Okay, guys? So we're gonna focus on this one, iron deficiency anemia. Alright? When you have deficiency of iron, and then we have beriberi. Beriberi, anybody remembers? Any idea?
Protein?
No, this is like a B vitamin deficiency here that we call thiamine. I'm going to show you, okay, just one moment. You don't have this picture. This is the case of anemia here, where we have the blood count cell that is being reduced. Okay? We need that blood, to transport the oxygen and things like that. And in the case of anemia, you see, this is the normal blood count, and then we have the reduction plate here. Okay? So this is the case of iron, as Ms. Pak was mentioning earlier. And in that case, remember when we talk about fortified food, right? Now we're going to supplement some of our food with iron, specifically if you have people who are strict vegans, you know, not having some iron from the meat, so we can supplement that. Now, this is, you don't have this picture, it's on the nutrition class that I'll go over it. Thiamine deficiency, all right, this is really like form of weakness here. Person cannot really move, can actually see like the weakness on the muscles here. It's a damage of the nervous system and is often characterized by muscle weakness. Okay? So these are some of the elements that we have to look at. All right? I think it's going to be on chapter 5 of the nutrition class, where we will, over there, we study specifically the nutrients, category by category. And what did I put here? Best source of thiamine per kilocalorie are what? Cornflakes fortified. Cornflakes fortified. Okay, guys? You still remember what is a fortified food? Everybody? Please. Everything goes together. What is a fortified food? Anybody? What is a fortified food? This is when we
Add the new
very good, very good. We adding new nutrient. Okay? We have to do it, you know, so we can prevent cases like beriberi. Okay? Alright, so tomato juice, pork chop, lean, soy milk, squash, acorn, and things like that. Okay? So let me come back. So the beriberi, we have here thiamine deficiency. Okay? How about night blindness? Very good. Night blindness is what? Vitamin A. Okay? I won't focus so much on that one. And the other one that we have here is kwashiorkor. This is we having now protein deficiency. It's it's not something that we're going to encounter in 2018 in Korea, but in some other parts of the world, it's possible, right? And the case of marasmus, completely depleted of protein. Okay, completely depleted of protein. Another one that I would like us to look at here is osteoporosis. Actually very important, especially with older ladies in Korea. It's more and more present here, and so we have to, when we really look at the life cycle and the diet for older people, especially certain age group, so we have to look at it. So osteoporosis, what is the deficiency? Osteoporosis, so we have calcium and what? Calcium and vitamin D. So the calcium is important, solidification of the bones, alright? Solidification of the bones, okay? So we have like a healthy bone here, and then we have like this one, we have like a lot of pores. We're losing bones density. Okay? And again, what I mentioned here, they may also be other diseases associated with lack of vitamin D, such as ricket and things like that. But exposure to the sunlight can help you to have a good amount of vitamin D. And vitamin D helps for absorption of calcium. Okay, so this is something that we have to keep in mind. Okay, calcium and vitamin D. So this is why when you talk about fortified food, you're going to see like we're adding some new element into, for example, into the milk, like some vitamin D and things like that. Okay, guys. All right, let's come back to our first picture again. So we look at osteoporosis. The cases of also have pellagra from skin problem, ricket. Scurvy is what? Which vitamin? Vitamin C. Scurvy, vitamin C. So before it, let me just show you this picture. Niacin deficiency, pellagra. You can see like the skin problem here. Pellis meaning skin, right? Agra meaning rough. So the skin is kind of rough here. So these are signs of niacin deficiency. Again, we're talking about fortified food. And when we talk about fortified food, well, we can have the cornflakes again that we fortify. Okay? Tomato juice and things like that. Okay? Here, vitamin C deficiency symptoms. You can see on the gum here, and you can also see the skin of that person, right? So you have like some lesions on the mouth. So these are signs of vitamin C deficiency. Actually, we don't need much vitamin C every day. I think it's around 10 milligrams per day, or I have to double check the number, but it's around that number. Very, very small quantity to prevent scurvy. All right. So, okay, I will. Sorry. We will finish with the nutrition assessment. I'm just giving you the element of nutrition assessment. Basically, the nutrition assessment means that we want to identify the people who may be at risk of developing a nutrition problem. All right. So let's look at this part quickly, and next week we'll go over it again in details. All right. But the best way to remember it is A, B, C, D. All right. So we have on the nutrition assessment what we call anthropometric measurements. Anthropometric measurements, what do we do? It's like I take your height, I take your weight, the BMI. Remember the BMI is an anthropometric measurement. If I ask you the nutrition assessment, the 4 methods for nutrition assessment, then you just have to remember the A, B, C, D, right? So the second one is biochemical test. The third one are clinical examinations. And the last one is dietary assessment. When we talk about dietary assessment is, we ask the question to the lady, oh, what did you eat yesterday, right? Oh, how often did you eat this, right? So we look at these details next week. Okay? But remember that we do the nutrition assessment to identify individual or population of group who are malnourished. Remember, malnourished here, we're talking about malnutrition. So being malnourished, right? Being malnourished, it doesn't only mean that you don't eat enough. It's also people who are eating maybe too much, or they're eating certain food, right? So we will look at it. So then we can close the first part of that introduction on nutrition. Okay? So you have this ABCD, anthropometric measurement, biochemical, clinical, and dietary assessment. So we're going to close here for today. All right? And as usual, if you have some questions, I will be here after class, and we can go over things that were not very clear. Okay? Okay, guys, so have a good day. If you didn't have a breakfast this morning, I think cereal is always a good choice, fortified ones. All right? So we can avoid some little problems. All right? Okay, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. I will say this is all choice. This is all choice, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's good. But for example, donuts. But it's just like pretzel. You have to eat one but it's menu. But when you say, oh yeah, I have this, I have that, not good enough. Yeah, like a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, but you really need that another one. So you don't wait another time for the person. Even so, nothing new.